Breaking news. The Crimea Bridge has been hit. A massive blast shakes Russia's most strategic lifeline. Russia confirms the explosion. Questions explode worldwide. Was this an accident? Or a message? What really happened on the bridge? Why does this moment matter so much? And what could happen next? Stay with us, because this story changes everything. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are covering a major breaking development from the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia has officially confirmed a massive blast on the Crimea Bridge. This bridge is not just concrete and steel. It is a symbol of power, control, and connection. Built to link mainland Russia with Crimea, the bridge plays a huge role in military logistics, trade, and political messaging. When news of a blast breaks, the world pays attention immediately. Russian authorities described the incident as a serious explosion that caused significant disruption. Emergency teams were deployed. Traffic was halted. Security was tightened across the region. Social media quickly filled with videos, photos, and unverified claims. Some showed smoke rising. Others showed damaged sections. Information spread fast. Confusion spread faster. This is why official confirmation matters so much. The Crimea Bridge has been targeted before. Each time it sends shockwaves through global politics. This time the wording is careful. Russia confirms a massive blast, but avoids specific details. That choice alone raises questions. Why limit information? Why now? And what comes next? In this video we will break everything down step by step. We will look at what is confirmed, what is not confirmed, and why this event is strategically important. Stay focused. Watch till the end, because understanding this story helps explain the bigger picture of this ongoing war. To understand why this blast matters, we must understand the Crimea Bridge itself. The bridge stretches across the Kerch Strait. It connects Crimea to southern Russia. It is the longest bridge in Europe, but more importantly, it is a strategic lifeline. Military vehicles, fuel supplies, food, and ammunition all pass through this route. When the bridge is disrupted, Russia's supply chain feels immediate pressure. This is why the bridge has always been a high-value target. Russia invested heavily in its protection. Surveillance systems, air defenses, and constant patrols surround it. Despite this, a massive blast was still confirmed. That fact alone is significant. Russian officials stated that emergency protocols were activated instantly. Rail and road traffic were suspended. Inspections began within minutes. This suggests authorities were prepared for such a scenario. Analysts point out that even temporary disruption creates psychological impact. It signals vulnerability. It challenges the idea of complete control. International observers reacted quickly. Markets fluctuated. Newsrooms switched to breaking coverage. Governments monitored the situation closely. At the same time, Russia urged the public to remain calm. That message is important. Calm messaging often follows serious events. It helps prevent panic and speculation. However, limited transparency also fuels questions. Was the blast external or internal? Was it targeted or accidental? These questions remain unanswered for now. What is clear is this. The Crimea Bridge is more than infrastructure. It is a symbol. And symbols carry weight far beyond physical damage. Now let us look at the timing of this incident. Timing in conflict is never random. The blast comes amid intensified activity across multiple fronts. Drone strikes, missile exchanges, and naval movements have increased recently. In this environment, any major infrastructure incident gains extra meaning. Russia confirming the blast suggests it could not be ignored or concealed. That alone shows the scale of the event. At the same time, officials avoided dramatic language. This careful wording may be intentional. Governments often control narratives during sensitive moments. The goal is stability, not shock. Military analysts are watching closely for secondary signals. These include troop movements, air defense alerts, and changes in transport routes. Even small shifts can reveal larger intentions. So far, Russia has reinforced security around key locations. This suggests concern about follow-up actions. Another important angle is global perception. Allies, adversaries, and neutral states all interpret this event differently. Some see it as escalation. Others see it as symbolic pressure. Media framing plays a huge role here. Headlines shape public opinion before facts are fully known. That is why verified language matters. Russia confirms a massive blast, not total destruction, not collapse. This distinction is critical. It keeps options open. It controls reaction. It slows panic. As viewers, it is important to separate confirmed facts from speculation. In the next sections, we will examine possible scenarios, what this blast could lead to, and how it may impact the conflict moving forward. Stay with us for the full breakdown. One key question everyone is asking is how this massive blast happened. Right now, there are several possibilities, but no confirmed explanation. Officials have not publicly detailed the cause. This creates an information gap. In modern conflicts, information gaps are powerful. They allow speculation, narratives, and psychological pressure to grow. Some analysts suggest a drone-based incident. Others point to sabotage. A third possibility discussed quietly is an internal accident. Each scenario carries different implications. A drone strike would suggest penetration of defenses. Sabotage would imply internal security failure. An accident would highlight operational risks under constant stress. Russia's silence on specifics may indicate an ongoing investigation. During such investigations, authorities often restrict details to avoid misinformation. At the same time, global intelligence agencies are likely analyzing satellite data signals and timelines. These behind-the-scenes assessments shape diplomatic responses. Another important factor is damage assessment. Even limited damage can disrupt operations. Temporary closures reroute supplies. Delays accumulate. Pressure increases. Symbolic targets do not need full destruction to achieve impact. The message alone can be enough. This is why the blast is being discussed worldwide. It touches military logistics, political messaging, and public morale all at once. As viewers, it is important to stay grounded. Avoid dramatic assumptions. Focus on confirmed statements. Right now, the confirmed fact is simple. Russia acknowledges a massive blast on the Crimea Bridge. Everything else remains under review. The regional impact of this event is already visible. Transport disruptions affect both civilian and military movement. Delays in rail traffic create bottlenecks. Road closures force detours. These changes increase costs and slow response times. Even short interruptions matter during conflict. Authorities moved quickly to manage traffic and restore limited operations. This shows how critical the bridge remains. At the same time, security measures expanded across nearby areas. Checkpoints increased. Surveillance intensified. Air defense systems were placed on higher alert. These steps indicate concern about further incidents. Beyond the region, the diplomatic impact is also important. International leaders monitor such developments closely. Any change involving strategic infrastructure influences negotiations, aid decisions, and military planning. Media coverage amplifies this effect. Repeated footage and headlines keep the issue alive in public discourse. Public attention pressures governments to respond. Another aspect is morale. Infrastructure attacks affect civilian confidence. They remind people that conflict is not distant. It can reach symbolic landmarks. Governments often respond by emphasizing resilience and control. Messaging becomes as important as action. This balance between reassurance and readiness is difficult. Too much alarm creates fear. Too little transparency creates doubt. Russia's response so far appears calculated. Confirm the blast. Control details. Restore order. Whether this strategy succeeds depends on what happens next. Future developments will determine how this moment is remembered. Looking ahead, the key issue is what this blast could trigger. Conflicts evolve through reactions. One event influences the next. Increased security may become permanent. Transport routes may diversify. Military logistics may adjust to reduce dependence on single corridors. These changes take time and resources. At the same time, adversaries study responses carefully. They look for patterns. They look for weaknesses. This is why infrastructure incidents carry long-term consequences. Another possible outcome is intensified information warfare. Competing narratives will emerge. Each side will frame the event differently. Some will emphasize strength. Others will emphasize vulnerability. Audiences worldwide will consume these narratives through headlines, clips, and social media posts. Critical thinking becomes essential. For viewers, it is important to track updates from multiple credible sources. Avoid jumping to conclusions based on early reports. Facts solidify over time, not minutes. The Crimea Bridge has already become a recurring symbol in this conflict. Each incident adds another chapter. This chapter is still being written. What remains clear is the strategic importance of the bridge and the sensitivity surrounding it. As more information emerges, reactions will follow. Policies may shift, operations may adapt, and the global conversation will continue. In the next part, we will explore broader geopolitical implications and potential scenarios. Stay tuned as we continue breaking this story down carefully and responsibly. Beyond the immediate impact, the geopolitical implications of this blast are significant. Strategic infrastructure incidents rarely remain isolated. They influence diplomatic tone, military posture, and alliance calculations. For Russia, the Crimea Bridge represents sovereignty and permanence. Any disruption challenges that image. For Ukraine and its supporters, the bridge symbolizes logistical advantage and symbolic leverage. This contrast shapes international interpretation. Allies watch closely for escalation signals. Neutral states assess risks to regional stability. Energy markets, shipping routes, and insurance costs can all react indirectly. Even when damage is limited, perception drives response. Governments prepare contingency plans quietly. Diplomatic channels become more active. Statements are carefully worded. Silence can be as meaningful as speech. Another layer is legal narrative. International law discussions may arise regarding targets and proportionality. These debates often happen after the fact, but influence future decisions. Media framing again plays a central role. Words like blast impact and confirmation shape understanding without revealing operational detail. This allows space for maneuvering. Meanwhile, public attention cycles quickly. New developments compete for focus. Sustained relevance depends on follow-up actions. Will there be repairs? Will traffic normalize? Will security remain elevated? Each update adds clarity. Until then, uncertainty persists. That uncertainty itself is influential. It keeps analysts engaged. It keeps policymakers cautious. And it keeps audiences watching. The bridge stands not just as infrastructure, but as a node where military logistics, politics, law, and perception intersect. Events at such nodes ripple outward far beyond their physical location. Another important dimension is information verification. In modern conflicts, footage spreads faster than facts. Short clips, partial images, and anonymous claims dominate early narratives. This creates a challenge for audiences. Separating signal from noise requires patience. Official confirmations matter, but they are often limited. Independent verification takes time. Satellite imagery analysis, expert assessments, and follow-up reporting gradually build a clearer picture. During this period, speculation thrives. Some narratives exaggerate damage. Others minimize impact. Both can mislead. This is why careful language is essential. Saying massive blast acknowledges seriousness without asserting outcomes prematurely. Viewers should be cautious of absolute claims. Infrastructure incidents are complex. Damage can be localized. Repairs can be rapid. Or consequences can unfold slowly. Context matters. Past incidents show that early assumptions often change. Another factor is algorithmic amplification. Emotional content spreads faster. Calm analysis spreads slower. Responsible consumption means resisting instant conclusions. Ask what is confirmed. Ask who is speaking. Ask what evidence is shown. This approach protects understanding. It also reduces manipulation. For creators, accuracy builds long-term trust. For audiences, it builds clarity. As updates emerge, this story will evolve. Some questions will be answered. Others may remain classified. That is normal in security-related events. The goal is not certainty, but informed awareness. With that mindset, viewers can follow developments without being misled by noise. Historically, major infrastructure events often mark turning points in conflicts. Sometimes they lead to escalation. Sometimes they prompt restraint. Outcomes depend on leadership decisions, context, and external pressure. In this case, the response so far suggests caution, confirmation without detail, security without spectacle, repairs without publicity. This pattern indicates an effort to stabilize rather than inflame. However, stability is not static. It requires constant management. Future incidents could alter calculations. That is why monitoring trends matters more than reacting to single moments. Watch transport patterns. Watch official statements. Watch diplomatic engagement. These indicators reveal direction. Another lesson is resilience. Modern states plan for disruption. Redundancy, alternative routes, and rapid repair capabilities reduce vulnerability. The existence of such plans affects strategic value of attacks. Symbolic impact may outweigh material impact. This makes communication strategy critical. Controlling narrative can preserve confidence even during disruption. For audiences, understanding this balance helps interpret news calmly. Not every dramatic headline signals collapse. Not every confirmation signals escalation. Context transforms meaning. As this situation develops, comparisons will be drawn to past incidents. Analysts will debate significance. Opinions will differ. That diversity of analysis is healthy. It reflects complexity. What remains constant is the importance of verified information and measured interpretation. With these tools, viewers can stay informed without being overwhelmed. As we conclude, it is clear that the confirmed massive blast on the Crimea Bridge is a significant moment, but not a complete story yet. Facts are still emerging. Investigations continue. Responses evolve. This is how complex events unfold. The bridge remains a focal point because it connects logistics, symbolism, and strategy. Any disruption there attracts global attention. What matters most now is how authorities manage aftermath and messaging. Calm responses can limit escalation. Transparency over time can build credibility. For viewers, the key is to stay informed responsibly. Follow updates from reliable sources. Be cautious with early claims. Remember that confirmation of a blast does not equal final outcomes. This channel will continue tracking verified developments and explaining context clearly. If you found this breakdown useful, support the channel by liking the video. Share it with others who want clear analysis without exaggeration. And subscribe to stay updated as this story develops. Your engagement helps us continue delivering responsible coverage. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this incident will change the course of events or remain a symbolic moment? Stay safe, stay informed, and we will see you in the next update.